102.7.
It's time to jump into the luxury imports of Bowling Green, BMW, Mercedes, Sports Webb, with your host Brian Webb on ESPN Radio 102.7. Starring Vegas Frank with Against the Odds, brought to you by JBK Network Consulting. Bowling Green Fireplace and Grill presents WKU Lady Toppers golf coach and PGA teaching professional Adam Gary in Gary on the Green. The Good Fit with Jeremy Harris. Sports Web baseball analyst Danny Hartung from First Step Orthotics. WKU Sports Analysis with Garret Browning, featuring the Culver's Player of the Week for high school athletics. And also brought to you in part by GC Cuts Gentleman's Choice Spa Salon. All phone interviews via the Linex of Bowling Green hotline. And now from ESPN Radio 102.7, here's your host, Brian Webb.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Sports Web. We're getting up there in episodes, and it's absolutely new and fun every single time we jump in. Brian Webb here, your host. Got Garret Browning in the house. What's up?
Man, another day, another dollar. Baseball season in full swing. The College World Series. Game 2 tonight, and who better? Danny the Limb Hartung in studio with us, of course.
What's going on, fellas?
You're not used to the Garret intro. You're used to that Brian intro. I tried to slow it down for you.
You're smooth as silk. There's something going on with my earphones here.
Yeah, mine's jacking up too.
Come on.
Well, I'll fix it in
Here,
y'all talk.
I got a little bit of a weak
We got to
connection.
get a guy in here. Come on.
Yeah, we need an engineer, and I don't think we.
No, it's all right, man. It's all good.
We're not that caliber
You know,
yet.
you know what? Michigan's pitching was awful good during the, during the whole season, and they only used 3 of them during this. Their 3 wins, but I'm expecting an anchor down tonight, and we'll see how it goes. I'd love to see it, but
I think the Doors are going to do it, huh?
I love the Doors, but you got love me 2 times. No.
Love me 2 times and away. I don't know. I'm not going to try to
Do your
sing
headphones
Doors.
work now, though?
My headphones are working, and we've got a guy who's local Bowling Green guy, Danny, and going to be taking a shot at the Senior U.S. Open this weekend. I'm so delighted and excited to have the one and only David Plumb. First time on the show. Welcome to the show, Pro.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brian. It's a real privilege. Thank you.
It's an honor to have you, man. I mean, look where you're at. You're up there not too far from home, which is a good thing, I think, David, being that close. And I know you played a practice round. You're at the Warren Golf Course there, close to the Notre Dame University, right? Am I in the right vicinity?
Man, actually, it's right on it's on campus. Actually,
oh gosh, I didn't know that.
Crenshaw and his team came in about 10 years ago and built a golf course on a piece of land that the university owned, and man, this course looks like it's been there 100 years.
That's awesome. And you had a practice round this morning, right, David?
Oh, I did. I was very fortunate. It was like we were playing on the Nike Tour in 1993. Jerry Kelly, Jim Schumann.
Oh, nice.
And Chris Smith.
Wow.
He's the only Indiana native playing in the event. So
Do you need a loop yet? I'm a pro jock, man.
Yeah,
pro jock.
Give you a little something for the effort.
Yeah,
exactly. On your deathbed, you'll have complete
Lama.
consciousness. The Lama, big hitter, the Lama.
Huge.
Right.
Man, that's good stuff. Well, how did it feel today out there? What's the track like?
How's
how
the
fast
weather?
How's the weather?
We had a tornado here 2 nights ago. It wasn't 5-10 miles away, and they have had rain probably 50 out of the last 75 days up here. So we're kind of thankful that the course isn't all dried out and traditional U.S. Open style, but obviously they still have them rolling real good in the rough high.
So the greens are holding there, bro.
Right now they are.
Nice.
Right now they are.
Nice.
Yeah, they're not obviously not going to water.
Do a little pin seeking, which I can't do myself because I'm a left-hander and I cut everything. So that's
You're sitting on the wrong side.
You sound like me.
Are you a lefty?
No.
But you cut everything.
He still cuts everything.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's good. So be a hook, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, well, listen, David. I mean, we know you spent some time on the PGA Tour. I mean, does it feel good to get back in a big competition like the Senior U.S. Open? It just doesn't get much bigger than that.
No, it's quite an honor, and in 2016, when I just turned 50, I qualified for the Senior Open at Scioto in Columbus, Ohio. And when I went out there, it was old home week. I hadn't seen everybody in so long, and I was just pumped. I was so keyed up. I had Trey Shirley, a local guy.
Oh, yeah.
He was on the bag, and we had a ball for about 5 holes.
Sounds like my weekend round.
Yeah, right. And then I woke up and went, oh yeah, look at this, But it was a lot, great experience, and I'm thankful for that because this one, it's a lot different feeling, and I had a rotator cuff surgery 7 months ago, and that I signed up for this as my first tournament back after surgery.
Why not?
And it was and
go big or go home.
So it was wild.
Man,
I got to thank Court and Cindy Hudson and Takara Gonzalez and them for getting me back into shape. And Dr. Richards did a great job on my shoulder. They put up with me for 4 months coming in there and crying and moaning. But
Dave, that's a lot of range of motion going on as far as rehab going. That's killer. I mean, but
it was 3 days. 3 times a week I would do, or three times a day I was going through the exercises because he told me 6 months, which was right the day of the qualifier.
Wow.
And when I could be allowed to swing, and I was fortunate enough through the, working with the physical therapist to be able to swing in 4 months. So I was actually competitive. I was probably 80% distance and all that, but caught a bad weather, windy day on hard greens, and I just, when I came in, I thought I missed it by 3 or 4, and I was in the lead, and a couple guys came in below me, and fortunate enough to get the alternate spot, and I got in.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, I'm a big Jerry Kelly fan. How'd he hit him this morning?
Oh, Jerry, he's a stud.
He's butter.
He's a stud.
He's like butter.
He it's last week I went up to try to qualify for the AmFam there and stayed with Jerry and Carol and in their home there, and we've known each other since, like I said, the Nike tour.
That's awesome.
Actually, the Hooters tour. Yeah, that's what brought me to Bowling Green was when the Hooters tour first came to town.
Remember well.
Never left. Such a great place.
Yeah, it is a great place. That's back in the Pappas days. Those Pappas boys.
Oh my gosh.
They just wear it out, wouldn't they? TC Jordan, you remember that tour? Yeah.
Oh yeah. TC Jordan tour. That was, the great story there. I played in the morning. I was first off, and a lot of people know crosswinds out there. And I hit it. My 17th hole was the dogleg left, number 8, and I hit it out of bounds there, and I shot 66 with an out of bounds there.
Wow.
And I was like, feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
I go back to my room and take a nap. I wake up, and there's Gene Burke on the TV. He goes, Sean Pappas shoots 59.
59, I remember that well, man. I remember that absolutely well.
I thought it was so good, and then here he goes. I'm back by 7,
Yeah, it doesn't happen like you shoot 66 and guy comes
dude
in
has to
7
stage
strokes
everything.
better.
Nice guy.
That's like a punch in the stomach right there.
Oh, yeah.
Dave, do you know, we used to go down to the players all the time, and we were Funk's Punks, Freddie Funk all the time.
Love that.
Because he was my buddy's neighbor right off number 4 there, and we were Funk's Punks. We followed him everywhere, and we had the T-shirts, and it was wild.
Great.
And Freddie's now on that tour, and he's just one heck of a nice guy. But
saw him today. He is. He's amazing.
He is, and he's still got that sweet little swing of his. But man, the guy's about 5'4", but man, can he blast it?
Oh, unbelievable! When I was I was actually working the PGA Tour at the time, and the first time I met him, I'm on the course with Pat Perez, and he joined, or he was Fred was on the 18th tee up in Michigan at the what was it called then? I can't remember, the Buick or whatever it was called in Michigan, and he said we would play, and Fred was hitting drivers, and he said, I'm struggling with my driver. Perez said, you can't hit it, you can't hit it straight, making fun of him, all that. And they said, put up a little bet on straight drive. And Freddie said, I'm going to hit the sprinkler head. just saying he's going to hit it right down the middle. And the son of a gun hit it, and it hit the sprinkler.
No way.
God is my witness. He hit the sprinkler. He called it.
He's that kind of guy.
That is awesome, man. I tell you, first of all, my boy Brandon Harris, who's working his way up on the golf world, he's trying to get in there. He's playing pretty good. And then John Kirby here locally wanted me to tell you good luck and congratulations.
Those are great guys, man. Great guys. And, John Kirby, boy, there's some skills there. And I'll tell you, Brandon's going to turn into something special. He's got more dedication. If he, he'll be, he can do. He could do anything he wants.
He can. He's just a natural athlete, and he's got a passion for it. Garret Browning here's got one for you, David, before we let you get back.
Yeah, David, thanks for coming on with us. And I had to throw this one out there once you mentioned Pat Perez, because he's got my favorite quote on the game of golf. He said, "I'll never lift a weight a day in my life, and I'll go play 18 rounds the next day. I don't care." So I was wondering if that's kind of your mentality as well, or if he rubbed that off on you.
No, thank you. Pat has so much talent. He's got more talent in his little finger than I have in my whole body. So and more confidence than all of us combined. He's just an amazing person, and enjoy my time with him. But I have to work out, and I have to exercise and stretch and eat right and all that sort of thing just to even, be competitive. I don't have the skill level of most of those guys, so I got to, find other ways to get around it.
Well, we know you stay in shape because I've seen you out at the golf course, and a guy who's, just a little over 50, looking like he's 39 or 40, he's he's eating right and he's in the gym. And listen, use that to your advantage this week. That young, vibrant inside that you have and that passion, man. Get out there and do something, shock the world this week, and we'd love to see you in the hunt this weekend. Just make that cut. I mean, we'd love to see that happen, David Plumb, and you got all of Bowling Green and South Central Kentucky rooting for you, man, and just give them an A+ tomorrow or Thursday.
Well, I can't thank you enough. I really appreciate that.
Fairways and greens, brother.
Yeah, fairways.
I love it. I love it. You sound like my son. He's going to be on my bag. That's all he's going to
tear it up, partner.
And that's even better.
We're going to be rooting for you, pard.
You got young Plum on your bag. I mean, that's going to give you some more inspiration. I feel good about it, David. I'm so glad you had the time to get with us, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And, guys, you guys put on a great show.
David, we appreciate that, man. And good luck to you up there in Indiana. David Plumb, everybody. U.S. Senior PGA Open this weekend. Unbelievable. He's going to do well. We'll talk to you. Maybe we can recap when you get back in a few weeks, David.
Yeah, anytime.
Appreciate you, buddy. Good luck to you.
Take care, guys.
Thank you. On the Line X hotline right there, Line X bed liner.
That's awesome, man.
Roger and Gina, get over there. They'll keep you right in the fairway with a good-looking bed liner. Don't go anywhere. We're going to come right back with Danny the Limb. He's going to be giving us a little bit of MLB and a little college baseball. Don't go anywhere. Sports Webb, ESPN 1027.
Well, I tell you what, I can't wait to catch a bunch of these here fish this afternoon. And I'm pretty sure I won't be getting a call from the lady talking about the air conditioner because it done got her took care of.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, turn to the experts like I always do this time of year.
Right. Who's that?
Well, that'd be Bowling Green Refrigeration, Heating, and Cooling. Yeah. Your comfort is their concern is what they say. Oh, here comes one, boys.
Hold on, let me grab the net.
Earl, is that your phone ringing?
Yeah, it is. Here, take his net. What?
Earl, I need you to get home right now. I am burning up. This air conditioner's out. Get off that boat right now.
All right. Hey, sorry about that, man. The lady is hot. The air conditioner isn't working.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, what's your unit? Is it a Carrier?
No, it's not a Carrier. It's one of them others.
Doesn't matter if it's a Carrier or not. Bowling Green Refrigeration, Heating, and Cooling can service it for you. No, looks like I got me another on the line here now. Between holding this net for my fish and the people calling you about the air conditioner, you ain't even got the case.
Pickled okra.
Schedule a pre-summer checkup on your HVAC unit today with Bowling Green Refrigeration, Heating, and Cooling.
Luxury Imports of Bowling Green is Southern Kentucky's home for the all-new BMW 3 Series. Unmistakable design meets German precision and cutting-edge technology, leaving all competition behind. Or find exceptional savings on all 2015, 2016, and 2017 certified pre-owned BMWs with 1.99% APR for 48 months, or with lowered leases on select 2019 Mercedes C-Class, E-Class, and G-Class models. Luxury Imports of Bowling Green, 325 Three Springs Road.
Sometimes the final step from overcoming an injury is taking the actual first step. I'm Danny Hartung with First Step Orthotics and Prosthetics. My partner, Jeremy Harris, and I have over 60 years experience here in Southern Kentucky. Experience we put to work every day. Working with the latest orthotic and prosthetic technologies, we form a custom plan based entirely around you to get you to take the first step, whatever that may be for you.
First Step Orthotics for the first step and every step after. In Bowling Green on the 31W bypass by Batteries Plus.
Welcome back. Nice of David Plumb to hang out with us right in the middle of the Senior U.S. Open up there. Danny, I could just see you qualifying for that one of these days.
Yeah, as one of their sign holders. I love playing golf, but, my game is just, it's so spotty and up and down, and I don't play enough. So, you can't play the league on Thursday nights and play one day during the weekend.
No,
good.
These guys cannot do it.
These guys put in the work.
They put
man.
the work. Have for years.
It's a job. It's their job, man. And,
job.
It'd be a nice job, but, if you have any aches and pains, these guys got to keep good care of themselves.
That's true, too.
But he said, like Pat Perez, I don't work out. He's going to go out and hit balls all day. Go out and play golf and make some bets, and, but it'd be a blast.
Yeah, it would be a blast. Almost as fun as it would be to be 22 years old and in the College World Series. What's going to happen?
Mercy sakes alive. I'm so upset. Anchor down, babies. We need to step it up a little bit. Michigan is a thorn in my side right now. We've worked hard so much this year for Vanderbilt, and I can't see them losing.
Surely not. Garrett, I think Garrett's thinking maybe Michigan might get it done.
But I don't know. They've used 4 pitchers. This is ridiculous. These guys are pitching machines. These guys were 250 to 1 to win this thing.
Are you serious? I did not know that was
the highest odds there were.
What?
Now, was that when the tournament first opened?
Yeah, exactly when the first thing was started. They were the highest odds.
Now, one of the main reasons for that is their their regional draw. They went out west, and then their super regional, I'm pretty sure, was against the number 1 seed,
they slaughtered
UCLA.
UCLA, and they get past UCLA, and people are going, "Oh my word!"
Uh-oh.
And then they run through 3 pitchers in the super regional. 1, 2, 3. That's all they used. And they come out last night, and this guy's throwing BBs. And I'm like, all right.
And the Doors are a pretty good hitting club.
They're a great hitting club. That's how we got him in there. I mean, their pitching's great and everything, but
it's basically a top prospect anywhere through the lineup. Eventually through the line.
I'm going Doors tonight. And if you want to call into me, I'll give you my private number off the thing, and I will take any of your Michigan money.
Got the bank open.
I am telling you, the window is open.
What's the odds you're putting on them? Minus 125?
We're down.
Just even money?
I want even money. I don't care. But that's ridiculous. I mean,
you might be able to get a point or two.
I know it, but what do you think? It's just ridiculous. I thought, man, Vandy's going to run over these guys.
I'm guessing it's going to be a pitcher's duel tonight, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, you know what reminds me a lot of when the Coastal Carolina team came in and won that thing down there. And, it was just bizarre almost, because I forgot what their odds were to win that thing, but it was really high as well. But they were a really good baseball team. But, man, you're talking about, you got 3 or 4 top 10 guys in the draft this year for Vanderbilt, and you're losing. Come on, guys. But I digress.
Yeah, one of the guys that did provide for them last night was J.J. Bleday, who's their top prospect.
Yeah. He's number 4. He's going to the Miami Marlins, and he won't be down in that farm system long. Jeter will probably sell him, or get as much as he can for him.
I saw a great tweet the other day from our friends at the Levitard show, Billy Gill, who's a huge Marlins Phil.
Garrett's a regular on that.
I love him, man.
And he had a tweet that was talking about Yamamoto, who was the pitcher they got for Christian Yelich in the deal, who actually
stud.
Yeah, he started off red hot, but his tweet read, "We won the Yamamoto trade." And I don't know if that's 100% accurate.
He's 3-0 right now, and he's His ERA is less than 3.
He was one of like the only pitchers ever in his first 2 starts to go 6 innings, 1 walk, and like 0 earned runs, something like that.
Now
something
it's 3 in a row now.
Wow.
And it's kid's out of Hawaii, and he's a real good pitcher. My son plays a lot of fantasy baseball, and he goes, "What do you think of this Yamamoto guy?" I said, "Pick him up if you can get him." Grab him. And he's already has, and this kid, like you said, he's gone over 6 2/3 innings with a 0. His ERA is just minute.
It's got to be like sub 1,
yeah,
sub 1.5.
Something like that. It's ridiculous, but not a big hit and miss guy. But man, the guy just paints corners, and he's a good looking pitcher. He's not overpowering, but great curveball, good slider, and a good drop off the face of the earth. Just a two-seamer there is just fabulous.
You're listening to the Sports Web. That's Danny the Limb Hartung, First Step Orthotics. You got Garret Browning here, Brian Webb. We got voting begins Wednesday, guys, for the All-Star selection there. Who do you think? Who are you going with coming out of the gate here?
As far as
Let's start at pitchers.
Oh, you started pitchers. National or American?
Either one.
All right. That's kind of hard. I mean, I tell you what, I think Davies out of Milwaukee should be in there. Absolutely Mad Max out of Washington should be there. Did you see what he did with a broken nose the other day?
I didn't see that.
Good Lord. This guy's a beast.
The best caption I saw about that situation, if you didn't see, broke his nose taking batting practice, just trying to lay down bunts.
And all it does is ricochet off his
But the
bat.
best caption I saw was, who doesn't want...
that now that you say that.
It ricocheted off his bat, and he doesn't need any eye black this week because one of his eyes are black.
Who doesn't want the universal DH? That was the best caption.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
And,
saw that on Twitter.
Ryu out of the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah.
He's a beast.
What about Luis Castillo for the Reds?
For the Reds, it will definitely be there. He'll be their representative there. American League.
Charlie Morton probably up there.
Charlie's up there, but man, this guy, Tampa's trouble, brother.
Yeah,
They're not hitting the ball. They're hitting about $182 these last 10 games. They better not drop too far because the Yankees could just absolutely run with this thing right now. They're up by 5 now.
And the wild card race is really tight. The A's are out there, who they struggled with on the road this weekend.
A's won 10 in a row. They're doing that a thing again.
Those Red Sox are hanging around.
Red Sox are going 500 and everything else. But, you know, I'm not really now expecting much of the Red Sox, but Minnesota Twins. They're there to stay. And,
Yeah.
you know, I'm just worried about. I'm wondering who the Yankees will pick up, because they will pick up somebody in the trade. They're looking. I saw the top 5 of who they're looking at was Bumgarner, but I think this Matt Boyd out of Detroit will probably be the best fit for them out of all of them. His money wise is tough, but or Stroman out of Toronto, he's a maniac, but he's a Boston Red Sox beater straight up, and they love that. So
yeah, that's what they stand for.
Yeah, you know, we don't care if we beat Toronto. We don't care if we beat anybody else. We beat Boston. That is all they want to know, and Stroman can do that. So
don't have time to read off my lineup Danny the Limb put in for me tonight.
It's a good one.
We got a few more minutes here. Don't forget, we're going to be coming back with Vegas Frank against the odds and Gary on the green.
Well, I wanted to get in. You know me. I need my basketball. Attach it, NBA drama, hook it up to my veins.
Going to the Lakers, I think, right?
D-Russ to the Lakers, that's the rumor. Basically, it's D-Russ anywhere, so they can make room for not just Kevin Durant, but Kyrie Irving as well. Yeah. And I saw today, the Brooklyn Nets are now the betting odds favorite to land Kevin Durant this summer.
Durant, I read an article. Durant's not happy with Golden
No,
State.
he's not happy. I read
Which
that.
free agency opens, I believe, next week.
Next week. Yeah,
Wow.
maybe Monday.
What do you think? Do you think you go to the Jersey Shore?
I thought the pressure alone wasn't going to push him out throughout the regular season like everybody kept saying it was. But the way this offseason injury thing happened, you've seen it a couple of times. Kawhi Leonard with San Antonio, they said, hey, you're ready. You're good to go. You're not going to re-injure nothing. And he was like, no, I'm not going to play.
I guess he was correct.
Yeah, hindsight is 50-50.
Boy,
and
you're right.
It's 50-50 with Kevin Durant, too. He can go get a max deal from Golden State, I'm sure, but,
Do you think Durant could end up in Milwaukee?
I don't know if they have the cap space for him
him
with
and Giannis,
everybody they
that'd be
got.
pretty sweet.
That'd be brutal.
Yeah,
I don't really like the idea of Kyrie and KD together. That's a much different pairing than LeBron and Kyrie for me.
I mean, Kawhi and KD would be all right.
Well, Kawhi Leonard.
He's not going anywhere. But I hope not.
I think
has
he's going to
entertained
stay.
it. Yeah, but I think he's going to stay. I mean, like we were talking last week, why would you leave Canada when you're the only team?
Exactly.
I mean, the sky's the limit.
Ship him off to Memphis.
Why would you go back somewhere like
if
that?
he does leave, it'll be the greatest 30 for 30 ever. What if I told you the best Raptor of all time was there for one season?
That is pretty good. That's a good point, Gary.
That would be a great 30.
I want to thank Culver's Butterburgers because during this off season we don't have any high school stuff going on. So I've got bowling coming up. I've got car racing in the coming weeks.
KHSAA actually had a great tweet. It was a grave, and it just had dead period on it. It was great. I think it started today, actually.
Guess what? There's never a dead period on Sports Web, Garrett. And we keep it rolling, baby. We find stuff to talk about, and it's always entertaining. Thanks for listening, and keep listening because Vegas Frank coming back. Lim, great job. This team better come through tonight.
Dude, if it doesn't, I'll pay your dang entry.
Pay my $2.
I
want my $2.
$2.
You skied the K-12.
Oh,
Garrett, you got to watch that movie. It's before your time.
Dude, that was back in the 1980s.
That's the best movie
I was
ever.
so locked in on something else
Better
I didn't
off
hear
dead.
that.
Oh, you've got to watch
born.
that. Oh, my goodness. And I love it when he pulls up in the little guys from
Sorry,
Japan.
I blew
They're
your mom up, Ricky.
I love the guys from Japan. They're sitting there and they're doing the Howard Cosell. They're like,
Cosell.
here comes Lane Maya.
Lane Maya.
And we've got, it's the best. You need to watch it. But hey, folks.
Once a superstar, now a style of moppishness.
Oh, you're the man. Danny Hartung, take us out.
We gone.
In stores now, Pabst Beef Jerky. It's a different kind of jerky. It's the jerky fueling your outdoor lifestyle. Pabst marinates their 100% American beef to perfection, then slow cooks it and slices it super thin to produce that long-lasting, satisfying chew you look for in a healthy snack. Pabst Beef Jerky is high in protein, low carb, all natural, keto-friendly, and low fat. Whether you like spicy, mild, or zesty, Pabst is your source to fuel your outdoor lifestyle. Grab yourself some Pabst Perfection today and visit PabstJerky.com. You can truly taste the difference.
This is a Morgan consumer message.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. An accident takes seconds to occur. Then what should take a great deal of time and research sometimes only takes a day. What law I hire. Sometimes.
Hello, Vegas. Give me $100 on red.
$200 in chips, please.
Are you a professional?
What's your bet, sir? Bet. Hit me.
It's a bust.
Whoa! I am on fire.
Oh, he's good. He's good.
You're a winner!
Against the Odds with Vegas Frank is brought to you by JBK Network Consulting. JBK Network Consulting. We are IP everything. Working with complex organizations to achieve measurable business outcomes is what we do. Let Jim Grant and JBK Network Consulting go to work for you. Call 270-796-8935. Visit JBK Network Consulting at 1143 Fairway Place, Suite 105, and online at jbk.net.
Vegas Frank against the odds, coming at you on your radio, FM dial 1027 WWKU right here. Bowling Green, WKU's campus right now. Without further ado, we've got the man, the myth, the legend from sunny Las Vegas, Nevada. Vegas Frank, what's up, man?
I'm doing good, just working on my tan. How about yourself?
Well, listen, I've got the old farmer's tan this weekend. I fished a big bass tournament with Michael Bean, local fireman, pro fisherman. Man, we had a great time. Just one fish out of the money. It was close, but I did get the old farmer's tan. I didn't take the SPF. I'm not real good. I need a mommy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Packing my bag. What's that?
Yeah. No, I did the last time too. With the last time I got like a little tan of just wandering around with the baseball game or something, and I forgot about all the sunblocks. So like my arms were like pink.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't look like I have sun anywhere else on my body.
I mean, at least back in the day, you worked inside. I had to work outside, and
that's right.
To this day, bro, there's some stuff on my arms and face that I'm not sure that they're not some kind of something to do with the Vegas sun out there beating me down. I learned after the first couple years, what to do, but the first 2 years I had no idea. Man, I tell you what's going on in the sporting world, dude? What are they going in the sports book out there and laying it down on? I mean, there's not much to do right now.
Right now, there's not a lot. There's been a considerable amount of wagering on the Women's World Cup, just because of the interest of seeing how the women's team has been the favorite. Prior to their first elimination round game that they played yesterday against Spain, they had about a 25% chance to win the whole thing. Right now, the number is holding pretty steady. They'll be playing France coming up this Friday. But after that, I mean, it's going to be kind of I think this is going to be their toughest matchup. I mean, they could potentially have a matchup with Germany or China or something down the line right before the title or for the actual World Cup title. But this game is going to be the toughest matchup for them because it's France and it's the host country. And France has always seemed to play them pretty tough. And France is it's an up-and-coming team. I mean, you saw on the men's side, they won the World Cup, last summer or summer before that. No, last year. And then this women's team has been the same thing. They've been coming on strong. They've got a real young core. So it should be a fun matchup, but I think we're going to pull it out. The women's team for the U.S. has probably been the deepest that it's ever been. So they're going to be strong.
USA! USA! Go, baby. Get her done. I'd like to see that happen. I tell you, the NBA, I know it just folded up, like a lawn chair. But stuff's going on. So you got a little bit of free agency news coming out of there, right?
Well, all signs are pointing towards KD not being very happy with everything how it ended up with the Warriors, that he had already made up in his mind that he was going to leave. It still sounds as if he's going to go to New York. We don't know if he's going to be going to what side of the Hudson, if he's going to be going to Brooklyn with the Nets, with Kyrie possibly, or if he's going to be going to the Knicks. We know that he won't be playing next year. But, I mean, both of these teams have said, even after the injury, that they would both offer him the max dollars. I think the Warriors would try to figure out a way to offer him max dollars, too. It's just going to be hard for them to offer him a max contract and Clay a max contract. It's hard to keep both guys and to pay both guys, going forward. We know that they're moving into a new arena in San Francisco next year. We know that that's their third year, I think, in a row where they would be in the luxury tax. So they'd be paying a lot excess taxes for that.
And you know what they say about those new arenas? The rent is too dang high.
It is, and it's going to be high. Real estate in San Francisco is ridiculous. So, yeah, it's going to be really expensive.
Here's what I don't understand about that. Have you been down the street? I haven't, but I've seen pictures of some of the streets in San Francisco. I don't know that I'd be paying top dollar for that real estate or not, man. I mean, it's getting a little goofy. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but you can smell San Francisco as you come over the horizon. There's like a fumes just coming out of it. Methane. You don't light a match in San Francisco. I'll tell you that right now. Frank, man, I tell you what, NFL, we're so close to preseason football. It's scary. My head's spinning, man.
Well, I mean, the NFL preseason, all the training camps, basically a month from now, all of the training camps, I think, with the exception of one or two teams, will have already been open. Rookies basically report in about 2.5 to 3 weeks in a lot of camps. I think the earliest training camp that opens will be like the Cardinals. But, I mean, everybody will be, in camp like in the next 3-4 weeks. So, and then right after that, we'll get our Hard Knocks, report. Yeah. We'll start going over Hard Knocks,
I can't wait.
On a weekly basis.
Raiders.
Yeah, that's going to be
Raiders.
And we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of off-season stories that we're interested in seeing if Michael Gallup with Dallas is going to develop into that number 2 receiver.
I think so. He's good.
Transition back. Is Witten going to wear a headset when he's playing tight end this year? A lot of things. It's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward. And Dak Prescott's got to get his money. But speaking of the Cowboys,
pay me.
Yeah, he's got to get paid. Lincoln Riley, who is currently the coach of Oklahoma, he has a $4.6 or $4.8 million buyout at the end of this season. So don't watch Lincoln Riley this year. Watch Cliff Kingsbury with the Cardinals. Why do you do that? You want to see how he produces and how effective he is as a coach, because that's going to make Jerry Jones start to salivate about getting Lincoln Riley as his next head coach in Dallas. I think that's what we're going to see next year. And, I think that's what's going to happen.
Please,
I think that at
Lord.
this point, Jason Garrett's holding the spot.
Oh, my gosh. Please, somebody give that man a clipboard and get him out of here. I mean, oh, my gosh. Hey, listen, I got a real quick before we move on from football. I've got last year, first day of full pads, soundbite here. The first rookie taking his first NFL hit. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
Hey, Blue 20 hit. That was his bones in the background. Can you imagine that? Your first full-speed practice with pads in the NFL? Ouch.
Well, you've seen all the speed. I mean, you're talking about these guys who think that they're the fastest guy on the field when they're playing high school or college, and once they get onto that actual field, it's ridiculous. The linebackers are running like a 4.8. So, I mean, it's crazy.
Dude, the water boy runs like a 4.9.
No, you're right.
Hey, listen, man, you're listening to Vegas Frank. If you're just tuning in, it's called Against the Odds. Talk about the board in Las Vegas and see where the odds are in your favor or not. The house can win most of the time, but if you know what you're doing, you can play some good, solid bets, and Frank gives us that information. Brought to you by JBK Network Consulting. We're on the Linex hotline. Linex Bedliners, Roger and Gina over there, Louisville Road, Porter Pike. Get over there and protect the bet of that truck and protect your winnings, man. Put them in the bank, Frank. You don't just turn around and go to the blackjack table, dude. That's not the way.
Oh, I gave up on blackjack many years ago.
Yeah, that's not a game you're going to win if you sit there a long time. But, hey, we'll see what happens. But Sportsbook, sustainable. Some news out of WKU, man, Rick Stansbury. First of all, my boy Travis Hudson, that's his brother Todd, but my boy Travis Hudson is out helping coach the U.S. Collegiate Volleyball Tournament. He's in Anaheim right now. Pretty awesome thing for a guy who grew up about 5 miles down the road from me and dropped me off for football practice. He's getting to do some cool things, and hats off to him. He deserves every bit of credit he gets. Hey, listen, Stansbury, he's been on the media trail, Frank, talking about WKU Hilltopper basketball. And his message Monday during a meeting with the media up in Louisville at the Lee Robertson Gary Sundmacher Greater Louisville Alumni Chapter 2019 Golf Scramble. Get that all in there at Big Spring Country Club. He had some things to say. You guys already know that the expectations we have, Stansbury said, we've created the expectations. No matter who we play or where we play them at, Western Kentucky has a chance to win. He's right. And that's good. That doesn't mean we're going to win every game, but that's where those expectations are as coach and as player. That's what you want. And that's right, man, because WKU's returning 75% of each of its scoring, rebounding, blocks, steals, three-pointers made, minutes played from last year's finish of 20-14. We've got guys like Charles Bassey, Hollingsworth, Jared Savage, and Josh Anderson. Let me tell you what, Frank, this team, man, they are. I said this last year, and I got a little early on it because, you get in the ether, you see this squad, and you think, holy cow, look at all this talent. But this year, I can almost promise you it's going to be fireworks at Diddle Arena.
No, I tend to agree with you. I think that, the dominoes started to fall. I mean, recruiting class obviously was real solid, and Stansbury, he provides stability there on the sideline, and, Bassey coming back is huge. Him kind of not hearing what he thought he was going to hear doing the combines and those workouts, kind of probably motivated him and made his mindset kind of change for saying, maybe I'm not ready. They wanted to come back and to show people what he could do. And I mean, it's the Topps game. And this season is going to be special. I mean, you're like you've mentioned, you're talking about the experience coming back, returning 75% of their production from last season, combined with the recruiting class that they've got in place. I think that they're going to be in a real good spot. I mean, I think that this is a tournament team. So I mean, we'll see how things unfold. You know, it's still a few months before the season starts, but I mean, yeah, it's looking good.
You know, we always like to kind of gravitate and put a bow on it with some Ultimate Fighting Championship. I think they're getting ready to figure out that August 3rd Covington Lawler bout coming up. What do you think about that one?
Well, I mean, styles make fights, and Lawler has never backed away from a fight. It seems that, Covington he's kind of a nut. He's sort of a more tame Conor McGregor, if that thing exists. But those guys are going to just they're going to tattoo each other. It should be great. It's kind of a change in styles from them to, what Poirier and Nurmagomedov are going to do, or even John Jones when he takes on Munoz, I think, in a couple weeks, or next weekend, I think is next Saturday, that fight's going to be taking place on the 6th. So it's a transition in styles, but it should be really good. Lawler we've seen this guy, just take a beating, and he just keeps coming forward. He's got that swollen turtle head. When he gets into the third round, he looks his whole face is swollen. So the guy can take a beating, and I think that him and Covington, it's going to be a war. It's going to be a war. I'm really looking forward to that fight.
Oh man, that's cool stuff. Hey, before we get out of here, Frank, so if I flew into McCarran this morning and I got off, went straight to the West Gate, I walk in that beautiful sports book, I look on that board. What am I thinking about? Am I looking at NFL futures? I mean, what are you chewing right now? What are you chewing on, getting ready to lay down some cold hard cash?
Well, I'm looking for a divisional future, and for a division that seems to be kind of in flux because I'm not sure who's going to be the team that sets themselves apart. I'm looking at the NFC North, and I'm looking at the Lions at plus 850 to win the division. And the reason why I look at the Lions at plus 850 is because the rest of the teams in the division are all even. The rest of the teams that win the division are all even. There's only 4 teams in the division.
Yeah.
So what you could do is, based on schedule, what you could do is that by the time you get to week 7 or 8 exactly, you could hedge, and you could probably get all that initial investment back after the first 2 months.
And then you just count your winnings.
Absolutely.
I love it. And there's nothing better. I never mastered the art of the hedge, but I'll say this about Vegas Frank. He knows how to master the hedge, man, and that's what I think is so cool about it. When you can master that hedge, you've got some leverage in your betting world, and that's what you need. It's just like a business. You need cash flow, and that's how you keep your cash flow. You play smart, you hedge, you go for those timed releases, I like to call them, where you can double up, back. You can go back to it and hedge. That's great stuff. Frank, what else is going on before we get out of here, man? You want to leave us with a final Vegas Frank thought?
Just looking forward. It looks like the door is finally closed on any Brock Lesnar return. Dana has said that he will not fight the UFC again. It's over. So we'll see if that is really finally over. Or it's like reality show over.
Yeah, is it ever really over?
We don't know. I know that his schedule is going to be busy with the WWE because he'll still be traveling for that.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Brock Lesnar is not getting younger.
No.
So, he's got another 1.5 to 2 years. If he's going to fight again, they're going to have to make a decision fairly soon if he's going to fight in any type of mixed martial arts brand. But it sounds as if, we may have seen him for the last time in the octagon.
If we could compare Lesnar to somebody back like in our youth, I would say kind of Goldbergish, isn't he kind of a similar, because high school or college football player, has done some acting, has done some, that's like Goldberg. Same thing. WWE, they're very similar. Do you think?
Yeah, I do. I think that Lesnar was just so much of an enigma because of his collegiate experience. And when he came into the WWE at the time, he didn't want to play by the rules, and that's what kind of got him in trouble because his aggression, like the level of testosterone. This is a guy that is just as comfortable smashing people into the ground for real as he is for fake. And then if he's not doing that, he's hunting. So he's not doing anything else except trying to kill something and probably eating. That's it. I don't know.
Man, you said 2 things that sparked a thought, and I'll leave everybody with this. You've been listening to Vegas Frank Against the Odds. We'll be back next Tuesday. My first year of college, I got a scholarship to play NAIA Division II golf, Division I guess. And first day of school, man, it was at a Christian college, Campbellsville University. And I remember my first morning. They had 3 meals a day. They did a great job. Just walk right out of the dorm into the kitchen, and eat. But so I went down didn't know anybody really. So I went in there my first morning before class, and they got these Belgian waffle things and all this stuff, and it's like buffet. You go through the line just like high school kind of, and get your tray. So I come out and I look. There's no place to sit, and if you can picture like the Buffalo Bills offensive line, okay, they were sitting at this table. There was one seat. And I'm sure they were, football team guys, So I go rolling up. It's the only seat in the house. So I put my tray there and sat down. And the guy looked up at me and said, "Hey, man, too bad they weren't serving testosterone in there."
Jeez.
So I was like, "Welcome to college."
That's accurate. Well,
oh, dude, most people want to egotistical to share those kind of moments in their life, but I don't mind being having that self deprivation. Hey, it's good for the soul. Hey, Frank, you're good for the soul. Thanks every week, buddy. Appreciate you.
Good to talk to you.
Be right back. Sports Webb, ESPN 102.7.
You're playing golf and you're going to like it.
Time to go home there, Ball.
I can make it across.
Well, then do it.
We got all of that.
Why didn't you just go home? That's your home. Are you too good for your home? Answer me.
Knock it on. Let her rip.
Who's in the hole? By the way, what did Mr. Webb shoot this morning?
It's time for Gary on the Green. Gary on the Green is brought to you by Bowling Green Fireplace and Grill on Old Louisville Road and online at bowlinggreenfireplace.com. Call 270-495-1131.
There you go, Gary on the Green. You heard it right there. Bowling Green Fireplace and Grill. Perfect time to get that big green egg for your summer get-togethers at the house. Eat like you're at a fine dining establishment with the big green egg. It's got a following. Check them out right there over the bridge on Old Louisville Road or River Street. Whatever you want to do. Gary on the Green, Linex Hotline. What's up, Coach?
Not much. Just trying to stay cool myself. The heat looks like it's going to be here this week.
Golly, the heat is on, as they say. We are on it, baby. Summer's here, 90s every day, but nothing like cruising down that fairway about 6:30 after the front nine and feeling like that cool breeze hitting you. Man, we'll talk a little bit in a few minutes on the golf too, how to stay cool on the golf course if you're playing out there, especially in the midsummer day. We got some other stuff. Coach, you got a young lady that's been bestowed a pretty awesome honor. She hails from Chi-Town.
Yeah, our incoming freshman from Chicago, Sarah Arnold, just qualified for the U.S. Girls, which is basically the U.S. Open for junior golfers. So she's going to be teeing it up in Wisconsin in a few weeks to represent WKU in our national open.
That is really cool. I don't know if you search the history books, maybe something like this lining up as you're an incoming freshman. I don't know that that's ever happened.
Yeah, this is a pretty big deal. I'm pretty sure, I'm about 100% sure that Mary Joyner never qualified. Like I said, maybe back before I was coaching.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that, but
yeah.
But for sure, it's an honor to be distinguished in some of the top juniors in the country, or in the world. Actually, I mean, they come from all over. I actually was at the qualifier in Owensboro yesterday recruiting and watching some, and there were, players from all over the country, even Mexico, were trying to qualify here in Owensboro yesterday. So
where were they playing up there, Adam?
They played Owensboro Country Club.
Oh, yeah. Nice track.
Club.
Yeah, I like that track.
It was a little rainy yesterday, but they got it in amazingly. So I was keeping an eye on some local players that we might get as future toppers. And
that's great.
And I was hoping to see some of them join Sarah up in Wisconsin, but she's going to be there, and I'm trying to make some arrangements to get up to watch her myself. So it's pretty exciting.
I hope you get to go, Coach. That'd be something cool for your bucket list there, getting to see one of your incoming freshmen do something so great. And who knows, she might get in there and finish very well. That would be really cool to spring that college career for her. That's good stuff. Hey, man, Chaz Reavy, man, finally, after 11 years, wins in pretty good fashion. Just stay there in the grind. But that guy, he's got some game. Shot a 28, third round or something?
Yeah, I had a little 63 in the third round.
Ouch.
I played some mini tour golf with him back before he
wow.
was on tour. Yeah, we're similar in age.
That's cool.
He's a good player. He's got an unbelievable short game. And,
yes.
And that just is a true testament to just grinding it out. The final round, his lead got cut to 1, but then he just stayed the course, made some birdies coming down the stretch, and it actually increased it. Ended up winning by 4. So anytime you can get a win 11 years after your last one, that's putting some time in and not giving up. So
that is.
Good for him.
That's making a living on the PGA Tour, isn't it? I mean, that's just basically what it is. You just stay in there because, hey, man, you don't have to win every one of them to make a really good living on that tour, you know?
That's right. You just got to keep plugging. You never know when that week everything's going to click and you're going to be on top. So good for him. Congratulations to him for sure.
Yeah, some of us are battling that heat shock that we're running into here. If you're one of those guys out there lucky enough to be retired or just have an awesome business that allows you to play golf daily, which is my dream, but you're battling some scorching heat and humidity. What's a good way to, let's say you're walking, because a lot of the kids you deal with are walking. They're carrying their bag at them, and even some of us older guys who can't take the heat like we once could when we were young and dumb. What's some good tips? I mean, I take a wet towel and I keep it wrapped around my golf cart there on the metal part of the roof there, the column. I just wrap it around it, and when I get out and looking at my shot or checking my yardage, I throw that thing around my neck with a little water on it, and it keeps me cool. What do you do, Adam?
Yeah, that's a great thing. Have a little cooler with some ice water that you can kind of dip a towel in to put around your neck or on your face can really help. I think the big thing is just to make sure you're hydrating enough, and it, I think, starts the night before. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. By the time you're dehydrated and really thirsty, it's almost too late. You really need to be, if you know that you're going to be out in the sun and out in the heat, you need to be drinking the night before. And then during the round, water's good, but you also need to kind of get electrolytes and not just putting a Gatorade in. I guess a Gatorade's better than nothing, but things like coconut water are really good. That replenishes a lot of the nutrients that you lose when you're sweating and it's really hot. There's little tablets that you can buy now and drop into a water bottle that really help. Nunn's a good company that does do great things with it. I've used that with the team some before as well. But I think the key for the amateur golfer that you need to know is during a round of golf and on a hot day, you need to be drinking half your body weight in ounces of water.
Wow.
So if you weigh 200 pounds, you need to be drinking 100 ounces of water.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Which is close to a gallon. So people don't realize how much you need to be drinking while you're doing it in this heat, especially when that heat index gets close to 100. And the high school golfers really need to pay attention to that because high school season starts up right in the middle of it in August too. So drink the night before, drink something with some electrolytes, and just drink a lot.
Man, absolutely. Killer tip right there. I didn't realize you needed to drink that the night before. That gives me some knowledge I did not have. So I'm going to start practicing that. When I know I'm going to be playing in the heat, I'm going to drink myself a lot of water and then hit those electrolytes and some more water in the morning, and you'll be feeling better around hole 14 instead of like you're out of gas, man.
That's right. Yeah, it happens quick, and it can get dangerous in some of these instances. I've had some students pass out in lessons before from not being hydrated properly. So it's important to stay on top of and to plan ahead for sure.
At Adam Gary Golf on Twitter, follow him. Try to book him if you can. He stays pretty busy, but if he can squeeze you in, he will. And next week he'll tell us how to keep cool after a double bogey. Hey, good to hear from you, Adam. Talk to you next week.
Yep, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll be right back. Or actually, we're going to close it down. Thanks for listening to the Sports Web. For behalf of Danny Hartung, the Limb, Garret Browning, Brian Webb, Vegas Frank, Adam Gary, and all the crew, we'll be right back next Tuesday, ESPN 102.7.